Hi everyone. Hey, take one. Do you know what it's doing? Well, it's fucking raining outside is what it's doing, and it's raining in August. Did I predict this? Yes, I did predict something like this happening. I said it was going to cool down. And guess what it does? Cool down. Because if I say it so, it will be so. I'll tell you what. D.B. Cooper's just an introductory offer. My dad was a Zodiac killer. It's biblical. My grandmother's farm's right there. My grandfather's face. Matthew Thomas Wright actually sent the photograph to me that tipped me off on the, the crime spree of the century kind of thing. I have a lot to thank him for. So anyway, let me say this. We are just going to go ahead and tell you about this rain thing that you got in the Pacific Northwest. Here's the Bible I got from Susan Jane Donahoe. I went through quite a few things. The Holy Father's son, Joshua, will be back on 10/17 of 4024. The Holy Father would like, the 16th, 17th of 18th, the 10th month of the year, to be celebrated. I would go with, a smorgasbord of fish food, like clams, seafood, whatever, like that. And you know what? I think that for some reason it should be seafood, because I think that there's a thing that happened. I ate gooey duck over Thanksgiving holiday, and I didn't do your tradition. On Friday the 13th, God's so nice, he tells me if I say it, it will be so. Well, guess what? I said that this here will happen, this rain and stuff. I've said other things that will happen in the past. I've told people their futures. I told Jerry Wright I wouldn't give a bucket of piss for your future. And that was something that I actually heard before from Young Guns, Emilio Estevez. I will quote that because, I often quote the people that actually say it should get, at least a mention in it. I wouldn't want Emilio Estevez to want to kick my ass for fucking stealing his line at such a critical time in history, will I? Well, no, I want it because maybe I'd like to ask him for his autograph, and I'll tell you what, 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen. I kind of always thought of myself a little bit like Charlie Sheen. Not that I was that rich or that much addicted to cocaine and the whores and the prostitutes, although I could have very well easily been led into it, lured into it, of course, since Eve would have been my woman. And, I'm being funny at this point, but I can be funny. Now, if I say it so, it will happen. Look at the rain outside, look at the evidence, and if you knew better, you'd do better. I don't want to rub it in by saying I told you so. I got Dakota Blaze right here, and she's looking so good. I haven't seen her in a long time. Cassie's cam. What the hell happened to Cassie's cam over here? Well, I don't know. Cassie's cam. Well, I'll have to hit the back button, see if I can get right back on again. There she is. Cassie is a hell of a kick-ass. She's non-nude. She's in Australia, and you know what? She is a mentor to me.
I also need to do a wee-wee.
And she has to do a wee-wee. And you know what? You might have to do a wee-wee, too, after you put all the pieces of the puzzle together on the D.B. Cooper CC's BS bullshit show. Because it's no bullshit.
Hey guys,
I'm the Holy Father's son in the flesh. I come back as Adam. Eve and Satan get spun into hell. It's a done fucking deal. You're gonna have to put up with me.
How do you say off and on?
No, actually, the best deal in town. Why? Well, I'm pretty fucking nice compared to other people that go, ooh, I possibly have to manipulate the world in such a way. I'm not gonna manipulate in such a way. I'm just a freelance person. You know what? The Holy Father chose me because he knew that I would not take advantage of the situation. And also, I would stand up for what's right instead of what's wrong. You know what? We just need to clean up our act around here. I can't witness a whole bunch of goddamn crap, or you're going to eat a whole bunch of shit. That's the way it works out. I don't care about the rest of the world per se. I care about our world. I don't need to watch the fake news and all that goddamn bullshit that goes on in the fake news, because as far as I'm concerned, it's the fake news. They don't really tell the true stories. Never, hardly. They want to report the damage, and you wait till the Holy Father comes blowing into your area. ABC, NBC, CBS, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox and Friends, what, C-SPAN, and who else? Who's the big one out there? I goddamn don't even watch news. You know, I know there's a big organization out there that's like the, well, it's the long arm of, well, it's not the long arm of the Holy Father, that's for sure. And you do not want the Holy Father's arm stretched out against you. You know, I once thought the Holy Father's arm was stretched out against me. And who can unstretch his arm when it's stretched out against you? Absolutely nobody. So the Holy Father's arm is stretched out against everything that's evil. And by the way, you're witnessing all these acts and stuff happening around the world. And now we've got this great weather, cool down weather in Washington State. Isn't that fucking wonderful? Can I predict the weather? Fuck, you know, there's a lot of things that happened, and if I get friction and stuff, it happens. And by the way, I've been frictioned a whole lot. You know, this is like the world crying. You know, that's how I see it. But it's cooling down and stuff like that too at the same time. You know, every action has an equal opposite reaction. I didn't know I was so connected with Eve. Eve's not very happy, you know. Eve's not very happy. She's in hell. You know what? And if you ate better and did better and went with Joshua, it'd make it a whole lot goddamn better for the people in hell. And if you were in fucking hell and you were in lower level than level 1, you sure the fuck would want some goddamn relief, because they're fucking screaming for it. But they're not screaming as loud as they could. But you know what? There's things that I will do and there's things that I won't do because of the things that's happened. And I turned it over to the Holy Father, and I always have to remember that first and foremost. You know, I don't want to judge anybody, or, well, I'll just say it like this, or I may be judged. Because why? Well, it's kind of written that way. And another thing is, you know, I gotta look at this as Adam's just as goddamn guilty as Eve. Oh yeah. Because if Adam, you know, would have been there around Eve and paying a little more attention to her, maybe she wouldn't have lost attention for Adam and walked fucking down to the center of the garden and got a little knowledge from the center of the tree, the tree in the center of the garden. What was it? Was it really an apple, or was it a sex act? Well, Matthew Thomas, right, told me it was a sex act. I'm so slow and stuff, I thought it was no more than a fruit that somebody tricked somebody into eating. And a lot of people may be that way too, and I am very, very naive and very, very stupid, and that's why they played this goddamn game with me. So if you laugh, just think, the laugh's ultimately on you, because I'm the fucking judge, jury, and executioner, I guess, because Marietta even said that to me. You know, something about me being the judge, jury, and executioner, and something about martyr or whatever, you know. I goddamn don't get it, because she's Marietta, Marta. I mean, the woman was evil. And for everything that she's done, I goddamn don't know if I could ever forgive that goddamn bitch. And I wouldn't want my hate on her to be poured out on you or the rest of the fucking world. I want to keep that goddamn shit fucking contained. I just want that bitch fucking blotted out. And if I can't forgive her, I don't know if any of the men's gonna get out of the loop. There's not too many people that go to the 9th level of hell, you know, and I'm just not goddamn sure about a lot of things, but I sure do am sure about what goddamn happened and what transpired here on Friday the 13th. And I did give you all the information on YouTube And if you look back, go back to the Jack Benny situation and everything like that, I was directed to that. And also, there was a garbage truck or something that kind of blew up over there, a meteor hit it or something, and I called that one too. And it's all on the internet, and I'm telling you the truth. If you knew better, you'd do better. Hey, I didn't go, goddamn no. And I am a victim in this whole goddamn thing. There is no way, and I'm also the Holy Father's son. You know, the Holy Father will put me through a whole bunch of shit before I goddamn see the light. And he will do the same thing to you too. And I'm telling you the truth right here. This here book was sent to Donald J. Trump, and this is the condition it came back in. I mean, there's the book, and I goddamn paid the postage and stuff. I've paid for a lot of things in this goddamn world, and I'll tell you what, just to be fucking played one big fucking game, you're lucky. I just don't want to destroy the world and each and every fucking person in it. And I am just that goddamn angry too. And at the same time, you know, God's also maybe testing me to see if I can goddamn forgive everybody, because you know what? It's all been a test to me. And I just see it like this, that we're all on a journey home. And you know what? It's Yahshua inside the cup, it's Yahshua outside the cup. And how do you like the weather now? How do you like the Pacific Northwest? Is it a weather record-breaking day for bad or for rain in the Pacific Northwest? You know, there may be mudslides and stuff that's connected to this whole thing, and I don't know how long it's going to go. And it's like the snow. It's like a woman. You don't know how long it's going to come. You don't know when it's going to go. You don't know how long it's going to stay, and you don't know when it's going to go away. You know, I hope everything works out fine and stuff like this, but just think of it this way. This is just a postcard in the Pacific Northwest. You know, if you pray to Yahshua and Yahshua's inside the cup, outside the cup, you know, we could actually help the weather pattern, seeding the weather and stuff like that, and making things happen so that it's not such a drought, it's not such a bad place. And also, the world's going to be around for the next 2,000 years. And don't think that the Holy Father's power is down on the earth now. And Satan is, hey, they're in the top layer of hell, and they come out when I'm asleep. As sure as it's raining today, I told you the truth. I mean, here, I don't hide anything from you, and I have no goddamn thing to be embarrassed about. I'm a single man in a single world, and I'm not going to get punished for any goddamn thing I do. And ladies, you're out of the equation, and neither are you. You're not going to get punished for anything you do. Don't get sappy with me, ladies, and I don't know why there's a reason that you goddamn would. Now, other than that, ladies, you're over men. And by the way, your bathrooms are on the left-hand side of the bathrooms. The men are on the right-hand side. Oh my gosh, I watch people go into the bathrooms and stuff down here to these here Santa cans and stuff. They're all confused on which side of the place to go to. Everybody goes the right-hand side, and the ladies' side, it's pretty much, it doesn't even get used, so you can just stop in there because it's the cleanest goddamn house in town is the left-hand side, ladies. Just check it out. No one goes in the left-hand side, and in those porta potties, the left-hand side, you look in the fucking shitter, and you know which side's being used and which side's not. Who's getting abused? Everybody on the right-hand side. Why? Because it's a pretty goddamn shitty thing they've goddamn done, forcing everybody in the same door, thinking the same way. You don't even know your sexuality anymore. And isn't it nice the Holy Father's Son gets to sit here and tell you and smile at you every day and say, well, I told you so. Isn't that nice? And have a great day. And all that good stuff. Hey, I'm telling you, you don't need to be scolded, but I will say, Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. Look at the weather outside in the Pacific Northwest and who's snowing who. I'm not snowing nobody. I'm not blowing smoke up your face. I'm not a lion. I am a lion in a way, but I'm not a liar. I stand up for the truth. I stand with the Holy Father. And hey, I'm just telling you the facts, not the fucking fiction. And it's the truth. Anyway, have a great day. I've got rain dripping through here. I took my air conditioner out. I've got a new series of things coming in here, and it's going to be fine on that. Hey, I don't give a fuck. This is just a motorhome. But My motorhome's paid for. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm not sweating this here goddamn small stuff. You see this? This is the end of my umbrella right here. Just stick it through there and cover in the hole. And have a great day. Hey, no matter what you think about Jesus saving you, you're wrong and you got screwed. Now you want Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup, because you know what? The Holy Father cannot save you after death if you cannot fucking help Him. I'll tell you what, you're going to have to meet Him somewhere halfway. You should go through His Son. It's usually the customary way you get to the Holy Father, and I'll tell you that. His name's Yahshua. Who's that Jesus anyway? He's an imposter. Oh, he's a stumbling block from Satan and Eve. Hey, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.